Good evening, morning, afternoon, freaks and geeks. This is Reluge, and here is a updated Summoner's War monster rating video. Sugar. When I did this last, I did during the Assassin's Creed crossover event. Also, before, after that, they did. It made it a little bit more obvious with the crossover monsters. Like, they created the crossover monsters and then the original ones. Like, for instance, over here, we have the original monsters that were based off the Cookie Run. So, I kind of figured that's what they were doing. I just never knew that these guys were the Street Fighters, which I found to be interesting. So it's like, if you find these guys, you can improve your Street Fighter characters and whatnot. So, I'm going the wrong direction. I also want to point out, I missed a couple monsters before, so now I'm no longer counting them. Also, I decided to drop the whole date thing. So, here's the continuation. Personally, I love the axe. I forgot what they called her. The axe wielder for the Assassin's Creed original monsters. Also, the desert nomad was a really good design as well. So, after all of that, they decided to make, what was it, Indrid and Asuma. Which I freaking love Asuma. Like, the whole lore behind it. The guy with, 4 arms. Forgot the bad guy in the first Mortal Kombat. But he was based on that. I also love how the Indrid goes into a thunder mode. And he destroys things. They keep coming out with more and more powerful monsters, making it almost seems like they're leaving the older monsters in the dust. Speaking of which, though, they did a magical archer. I forgot what they called it, but it was an elite. She's pretty good. And I decided that with the awakened monsters, from here going forward, because I don't plan on going through all the pages again, I'm just going to put them at the point where they were introduced. You see it, how I don't have the date anymore, but I do still have the little arrows separating when they were, released. Just keep a little bit of consistency going. Before, my whole goal was to get the Wind Chimera. Spoilers, I have him now. But now I want the Dark Maiden. But that is going to take forever. I never really got why people reset their uh accounts. I get it if you're started like a new account and you want to get like a 4 or 5 star light or dark monster from the free one you get through the scenario. But I just grind daily, build up the magic stones or the crystals. This game's currency, in-game currency. And I just buy the Light and Dark Scroll pack. That's how I got the Light of Anubis. So anyway, she freaking summons a huge monster thing to fight for her, like the Lord of Darkness. And only the Dark One does that. So that's kind of why I really want to get her. However, they did make a new fusion monster. He's pretty good. Also, with the... You know what? What did they call her? I keep forgetting the names of the newer ones. But, they recently had her as a Hall of Heroes. I went and got her. And then I got, like... I opened up another Light and Dark Scroll. And it did the whole, like... Like, the 4-star. It's like, oh, who am I gonna get this time? It was her again. But also, they decided to do the Twin Angels, which I'm actually glad they're doing monstrous again, because it was getting a little redundant, them doing a whole bunch of just humans, just like they just use a different weapon. So it's like, this is a huge, like, breath of fresh air, I guess. But then they decided to do The Witcher. And that was kind of a fun event. They did like a card game for it. And it was kind of interesting. It was interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wish they make that into like a legitimate thing. I would even download a new app for it. Because that would be really cool. Just like tighten up the rules a little bit. But yeah. And then they made a cyborg and a hacker. Which they went back to the humanoids. I was like, that's kind of cool. But can we just have monsters? Like, I still want a voodoo doll. I really want a voodoo doll monster. That would be really cool. And the Witcher characters look almost just like their counterparts. Even down to the Raven. And like, and look at her and her. The only difference is like, she doesn't have a book. But then, this was just fantastic when they did the Jujutsu Kaisen crossover. That was insane. And I had just started watching that anime too, and I was just like, really? I'm a little disappointed it was only the main characters, like the 3 students and the teacher. Because, I would like to have seen the other students as summonable characters. But then they released the Draken Lord. That thing is such a badass, and I wasn't able to get one. I mean, I still can, but usually when they release new monsters, they have like the summoning chance. But of course, all of them are 5-star, and all of them are worth it. I fought a red one and a blue one. I think that was it so far. And they're crazy. It's like I thought the demons were crazy, but these guys are just insane. And then I finally gave Harpu a second awakening, which is fantastic. I was able to get, what was her name? Colleen? Yeah. She's a freebie they give you to, like, fight in one of the, Karos dungeons, and I was like, she's actually not bad. She was really good support, and then they gave her a second awakening, and now she's really good. Then they released the Jujutsu normal monsters. I'm a little disappointed. I mean, yes, I can still get, like, the teacher. Like, the wind one was just so amazing. It's like, he becomes invincible, then he just walks forward, and the place explodes, dealing damage, like, massive damage to all your enemies. He's really good. But with the new guys, they're already awakened. Like, you'll be able to summon them and they'll already be just, like, awakened monsters. They don't have a preform. Which makes sense. But now, especially when they're so close to their counterparts, it's almost more of a meh at this point. So that was all the recent monsters that they've released. Let me know what you think. It's probably going to be another year or two before I do the next update. They don't pump them out quickly, so just wait a little bit more before I release the next one. But let me know what you think. In fact, question of the day: if you were a part of the if you've done the crossover events, which one was your favorite? So for my favorite was actually Jujutsu. Because The Witcher, the card game was fun, but the characters, I have not played the Witcher games. I've barely played the Assassin's Creed games now I think of it. But when they did the Jujutsu Kaisen, and I was like, they're doing an anime instead of a video game this time. It'd be interesting if they did a crossover with Magic. Like they would have the 5 stars being a Planeswalker. Like the blue would be Jace, the red would be Chandra, so forth, so on, so forth. And then like they would have like 3 and 4 stars be like iconic cards throughout Magic's creation. Like one of the 3 stars would be Mon's Goblin Raiders, or the Merfolk with the Pearl Trident. And then, like, 4 stars would be stuff like, Sarah's Angel, Siobhan Dragon, maybe in a few of the, newer cards that I'm not that familiar with. And I think it would just be a really interesting idea. So, let me know what you think about that as well, and until next time, stay white and nerdy.